Oh, they're gonna get on here and fix it. So as I'm getting on here, right? Yeah, they're gonna get on as I'm leaving. I'm gonna get the next one. I'll get the next one. So, see right as I arrived, 2 constables there. Doing the usual act. Looks like they're gonna get on. Oh no, they're not getting on, are they? Oh yeah, fake. Crap. Crap. Gives a thumbs up to that actor. Yeah, got the face there too. So right in front of me, you can see just as I get off here, just about to cross, stalking special constables, doing no legitimate work as usual, because they're not needed at all. Nothing ever happens at the transit locations in Ottawa. So, frauds as usual. And want to get as much as possible of them just doing nothing, because it just shows you. There's the other day there where I went in and I was coming up from the one train station where I go just before I get the bus to go home, and I'm coming up and you have people lying down. I guess I don't know whether they were just people who they told to go do it, or whether they're actually homeless people lying down inside the station. Now there's cameras all over those stations, so they would have seen them there. Whoever's monitoring the cameras would have seen these people there. Yet those people, that's their job, to deal with situations like that. They were nowhere in sight. They didn't show up. They weren't doing anything at all. And they don't do real work. They're absolute frauds. So you could see there again tonight, showing up to drive past in front of me directly. And it was a female. I think it might have been that. I couldn't tell. I'll have to look at the footage. But yeah, just a joke. An absolute joke. And these people are being paid anywhere between $120,000 to $160,000 a year to do nothing, to do no legitimate work. It's so bad that they literally have to have them set up these staged things to make it look like they're doing work. And that doesn't come just because of
take the elevator. Yeah, take the elevator.
Okay, take notice of this, okay? Notice where she's positioned here. I'm gonna go to the other side. Go there. And notice that she looked right at me as soon as I came in too. You got that, right? So I'm gonna cross over to the other side. You see where she's positioned, blocking the front entrance there. And then as I'm about to enter, she looks specifically towards me. So she's been told to stand there. I'm going to the other side now to enter over here. Let's see if they're gonna actually put someone to block there in front there. I've shown that countless times where they'll have that person positioned there right when I'm coming in, and then looking directly at me to provoke a reaction. I'm gonna go to the other side. Let's be very clear, this is her employer, OCtranspo, telling her to do that too, okay? Be very clear about that. I think it is anyway. I mean, I would say strong probability, but we'll see. So I'm going to the other entrance now, just because I want to avoid any type of interaction and avoid these stupid things that they're setting up to create conflict. Are they going to be that stupid to set somebody up down there? We'll see. And she was told to look, you saw it with the footage, she looks directly, specifically at me as I'm about to enter, while blocking the entrance there, knowingly. This is what OCtranspo is paying their employees to do, okay? It's not happened once or twice, you could say, okay, that's random. It happens continually, just as I'm about to go in. So as you can see here, I want to document this. I'm making an effort going the total other opposite entrance. If they put somebody down there, you'll see how obvious it is, right? You can already see that now, but let's see if there's somebody. I don't think there will be. You're really stupid if they do that. And you can see there's probably, I say like 5 other people entering. And as I'm about to enter, she specifically looks at me as I'm coming in. So, no question. Now they have a constable vehicle down here, parked down here, right? Because they know maybe I'd come across to this side here. So they have a constable vehicle positioned over here. So when I enter that side, she's blocking the entrance. Now this is going to drive away. Okay, look, now, as I'm about to go on this side, you see they have a constable getting out here. So I'm going to film this the whole time they're here. I'm not going anywhere till they leave. There's nothing legitimate here for this little dwarf to get out. Okay, so you saw that there. So I didn't enter that side because they've tried this over and over again with having that person with the floor cleaner block the entrance intentionally. So that as you try to enter, she's right there with the floor cleaner in front of it. So I moved away from there. I come out here. And as I'm about to enter, they have one of these criminal fucking frauds drive up. See how long they're here for. So this is positioned here because they knew that I would come to the other side when I saw her there, right? So let's see what they're doing in here. Actually, let's see what they're doing in here. They'll probably have more of them show up. So each night as I try to go to work, they showed up last night and pulled up directly in front of me. And you're going to see the other operatives coming in here too to assist, to kind of yeah, just as I got there last night, I sat down just for a moment outside, and right away they have one of these creeps pull up, not going into the station. So again, this is here because I didn't go in that side. If I would have gone in that side, they wouldn't have had this creep stalker show up here. So 2 nights in a row. Look at this now. So his instruction is to go and stand by the entrance there. You can see he's checking the phone too. His instruction is to go and stand blocking the entrance here. No, he's looking over at me again here now. Looking over again. Yeah, that made sense. Okay, we're gonna wait for this person. Oh, lots of time I left early tonight. I'll show you too. They've been sent here because I didn't go in that. So. As I have footage of this, I didn't put all of it up because I wanted to get more of it, of them doing this. But each time when I'm going in, not every single time, but a lot of times, they'll position that girl or a guy, whoever's working, to clean with a floor cleaner directly in front of where I'm going to enter. So, seeing that there, that she was pretty much blocking, I could have gone to one of the far sides, but I just intentionally, I don't want to enter there when they're doing that. So I come to the other entrance, and right as I come to the other entrance, you can see they're sending another person over there to another one of their cleaners to go and speak to the person who's blocking the entrance on that side to let them know I'm down here. That's another OCtranspo employee. I'm gonna move across here just to get the footage over here. You'll see too they're gonna have dog walkers and citizen operatives as I get my footage here. I'm gonna show you this person's doing nothing too. They've just pulled up here because I'm here. I'll stand across here from a distance here. I'll kind of idle here. Now watch, they'll send people out with dog walkers and stuff like that too, or police or whatever. So this is 2 nights in a row they've had these stalkers show up again. The other one was at the station right out where I'm going to work. pulling up directly in front of me. And this time, because I didn't go in where they had something set up with one of the employees blocking the entrance, literally like holding a floor cleaner blocking the entrance. And then when I turned to go away, you could see she looked directly at me, despite there was a bunch of people there as well, because they were hoping that I would enter and then would say something and there'd be some conflict or something like that. So I know what they're doing. It's just absolutely stupid. And then when I come to this side, these criminal frauds pull up. They do absolutely no legitimate work. So they're being paid between $120,000 to $160,000 a year to do absolutely nothing. It's so bad they literally have to set up fake situations where they're removing people, paid operatives, paid community-based agents, to make it look like they're doing anything. I've shown that time and time again. I've shown like over a dozen times at least, where they'll have some skit set up right when I arrive, where they're pretending to remove someone. And there's no crime in Ottawa at all, hardly anything. So they have to create it to validate their jobs, which are utterly useless. Their positions are not needed at all. Now, I'm going to film this as long as he's here, so it could take some time. We'll see. So both nights, nothing much in Quebec tonight. Both nights in Ottawa, again, these cretins showing up to stalk again. They're an embarrassment, an absolute embarrassment. Anyone who's in a public service position in this country, most of them take part in these things. You have to be a sociopath. There's no one with a conscience or human decency who works in these positions, because anyone who has one wouldn't do that, right? They'd question that. They'd say, you know, I'm not comfortable doing that, because they know for sure, they know without a shadow of a doubt that the people who are there doing these things to have done nothing wrong, and they know that they're truth speakers, whistleblowers, dissidents, people who are exposing corruption. And so that's why these people are the exact opposite of that. They're the most corrupt anywhere. I'm talking about the public servants in this country in general, but so there's nothing this person's dealing with here at all. He's pulled over here because I didn't enter through that entrance. I was going to enter through that entrance, seeing that they had a situation set up intentionally with the girl. Now, number of times she almost ran that floor cleaner into me, and then they had her positioned. It's not just a coincidence where it would happen once or twice. It's happened over and over again. And they had her one day where I'm coming down the stairs there, blocking the entire bottom of the stairs, so I couldn't even get off the staircase. And then in front of the escalator another day, so I couldn't get off. Now you could say there's plausible deniability if that happens once or a couple times, but this is like over half dozen times they've done this. And then they have their employees constantly doing things to try to provoke. These are transit employees too. Public transit employees while they're on the job doing these things. I mean, honestly. So I hadn't put up a video in about 2 weeks. Was just taking some time away for it, and another person coming behind me now. So, I hadn't put one up for about 2 weeks because I want to sometimes take times where I just compile the evidence and save it and don't put everything up, because there's so much sometimes you can't put everything up. So we're gonna count the time. So I got out here, let me see here, what are we looking at here? I think I got out here at about 10:38 or something like that. 10:30. It's been about 10 minutes they've been there. They're tending to nothing now. Like I said, when I tried to go to that door, and here comes another OCtranspo employee walking past me in front to provoke some sort of reaction again now. So they have her positioned at the one door, and then blocking the one entrance area with the floor cleaner intentionally. I don't enter there. I come out. I come around here. A constable pulls up, and then they have another employee. He's kind of walking back and forth to tell them where I'm positioned, because I don't have my phone with me, right? So that's why that guy's there. He works for OCtranspo too. So the constable is supposed to kind of wait here till I leave. So I'm just going to wait it out and show you that he's doing nothing. Now check out over here. What did I say? You're going to have community-based agents kind of come around. Look at what this guy's doing. He's just kind of standing there staring out, right? You'll see dog walkers coming by too. They're going to bring some of them. We'll see shortly. Again, look at... This is so I'll see it, right? Checks the phone, kind of stands there, stares out at nothing, and now he's kind of But that guy there, the guy from who you saw wearing the X shirt. Okay, now look at this guy. He is working. He's with York Region Transit as well. See, he walked from the one station over there to say something to the person who they had blocking the entrance intentionally, and you could see she looked directly at me too to see if I was going to enter. I intentionally went out of my way to not enter there because that's being done to block the entrance on the one side, at least anyway, where I'd be entering. So she's got the floor cleaner positioned right there, so you can't even, you can enter if you go over to the far corner, but I'm just going to avoid it completely. And so to do that, I just come to the other entrance, and right as I go to the other entrance, a constable pulls up right in front of the door here. So recently too, as well, as I was coming up the stairs there, in this station here actually, they had a bunch of people kind of just lying down on the floor, right? I don't know whether they're actually homeless people or whether they're just community-based agents who they told to do this. And so there's cameras all throughout the station. And they would see that for sure. They'd be aware, there'd be somebody monitoring that who'd be aware that that's happening. So these people, their job is to deal with situations like that. They weren't anywhere in sight because they don't do any legitimate work. And that's like 3 or 4 times I've seen that occur, same type of occurrence too. So you're paying these people to harass law-abiding citizens while doing no legitimate work, and they're being paid between $120,000 and $160,000 a year. I'm going to go through some of the names of the people again, and I'll put them out there just so people know that these dregs are being paid to do nothing. You should demand change. Should demand that these people not be in their positions, because you can't have people who've agreed to do things like this in these positions as public servants. They don't serve anything other than their own interests and the interest of the criminal state. So. Now, there's no reason for this person to be here at all. Misuse of resources completely. And then the person behind there, yeah, he's coming out now. I think it's that Majid guy. I just want to take a look here. He's coming out now. Yeah, he's coming out. Let's see. I'll just walk over here to this side. You can see there. He's slowly walking out. Yeah, it's him. I think it is. Oh, sorry. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a different one. No, it's not him. Sorry, it's a different guy here. Just going to get a glimpse of him. So you see that guy in the black car there is a York Region Transit employee too, and he's messaging him as to my whereabouts. As to my whereabouts there. Yeah, I've seen this creep before too. I've seen him before. He wants to provoke, so notice I'm not responding to him at all. He's got to write his little report for nothing now. Let's see down here. I'm gonna get this guy too. This guy's also one who's been sent to, you can see him sitting in there checking a phone now. He's a YRT employee as well. Walk down here just so. I got him on camera anyway. I've seen that guy before. They've sent him, I think, like at least twice before, but I hadn't seen him in a while. And take note, I wasn't even close, and he rolls down the window and says, "Do you want something?" I don't need his badge number because I'm pretty sure that guy gave me his badge number before. I recall having a brief interaction with this individual too. As he pulled up right as I arrived another time, I did ask for his credentials there. And then, notice this, okay, so right as he's pulling away, you get a horn from the red car there. And then this is a transit employee here, so he's driven off now. Okay, now let's go down this side, and we'll see if they've still got somebody with that floor cleaner right in front. They probably will. Watch this now. So, if they have her over here blocking the thing with the floor cleaner on this side, you'll know that it, I mean, we already can see that it's being done intentional because it's happened so many times. But you'll see exactly what I mean, right? So all I'm trying to do is just enter the train station. All I have to do is just tap the transfer and enter. They have someone blocking. Now it's done for plausible deniability with the floor cleaner thing, but she's blocking it like right in front where you would enter. So then when I turn to go away, immediately she specifically looks at me. Now I caught that, I think, with the footage too. And then as I go out there, just to reiterate, to enter the other way, they send a constable to pull up right in front of the door as I'm about to enter the other way. So anyone can see what's going on here, even without seeing the other stuff I've shown. I'm glad I got footage of that guy's face. It wasn't that guy Majid either. I don't know, I haven't seen him in a while. Maybe they still... Okay, is she down here now? Let's see. I'll just go to the other side if she has... Okay, so she's not here. Yeah. That'd be pretty stupid if they had her here. So anyway.
Doors closing. Village will be
look at here now. Is that right here? Check it out. Look who's down there. So they got them down here too. I'm not going to wait it out here. Wonder if it's the same guy. I'm just going to go take a look if it's the same guy. That'll mean he'll have followed me here. Wouldn't be surprised if it is, because there's just one car. I think it probably is him. We'll see. Knowing that where I was going to be going, he then proceeds to follow here and be waiting here as I get here. Just going to take a glimpse here. It's all done to provoke and antagonize just as I try to go to work. That's all I'm doing. Since these people do absolutely no legitimate work and are criminals, this is what they do. So further evidence of that here. Put it on record, so I'm not talking to any of them at all if they try to talk to me tonight. I'm just going to completely ignore them and get the footage. Show you how sick these people are. I think it's the same guy too. Can't see from here exactly, but we'll see. Take a look here. I'm not going to wait it out here in terms of until he leaves. Don't have time. Not sure if it's the same car. It might be somebody different. Let's stand over here. On this sweater. They got inside. Looks like they got inside. See if I can locate him. That's the same guy there. Yeah, that's him there. You can see that. So he showed up here as I get. He was at the other station where it was, and then he arrives here just as I'm coming down. I'm gonna go over there and park on the side and do nothing. Over there, you can see he's gonna go just park and sit there. He was right in my previous location. You could see that, and you can see it's the same guy. I think I caught his face. Just parking over there. He'll go over there and sit there now, probably, because that's all they do. They don't do any legitimate work. And they knew, of course, where I was going to be coming, because they know where I go to work, right? So there's nothing here. You can see there's no reason. They're not needed here at all. And then he's just going to go probably park over there and sit and do nothing. Yeah, he's parking over behind the bus there. So I'm going to just go over here. Looks like. Let's put our camouflage on too. Make sure we wear our camouflage attire. Yeah, he's parked behind the bus there conveniently, so I'm going to get a glimpse of him on this side here. Now you can clearly see that's the same guy too. So he shows up right as I'm about to go in through those other doors at the other station, and then as I get here, he pulls up there. And now he's just standing over there in the corner. You can see him. I'm just going to watch this whole thing. show you they get paid. Not only do they get paid to do nothing, you can see, anyone can see this is intentional. Yeah, he's over there. Let's give it a second here. Show you he's doing absolutely nothing as well. He's gone into that little, that's where some of the cleaners and transit employees go in there, that little area there. And he's just been told to come here because they know I'm coming here, right? Nothing here, no reason to warrant their presence. I'm going to go over here and get some footage of these two guys here too. You can see they're here too to provoke and antagonize. Let's see the stair door here. Watch, they'll be smirking and giggling too. Take a look. I haven't seen these two creeps before. Oh, this guy's training, that's why. I think it was the same guy who had training the other time too. Yeah, that was the one guy they had when I showed the other video. They were training him by right where I was going to exit through the doors. They just happened to be positioned right where I was going to exit with 3 constables supposedly training him. The other guy has gone in over there. And this is all just because this is where they knew I was going to be. So they followed from the other place. Obviously, this guy obviously did. You can see that. And you can see the ones over there doing nothing. No legitimate work. It's all done to provoke and antagonize. Well, I just try to go to do my job to do legitimate work, which these people don't do. And I get paid 1/10 of what, I get paid like 1/10 of what these psychopaths make. So here's this little frog-faced dwarf coming out now. This misshapen toad-faced dwarf. Slowly getting into the vehicle. It's everything they do is an act, man. Everything they do, it has to, it's just embarrassing. And that's everyone who's involved in these public service positions in this country. You cannot get in if you're not agreeable to do these things and a psychopath. So you saw last night too, from my footage last night, right as I get here, I come out to cross the street there, and you had a constable showing up the street. Tonight I try to enter the station where I get off the bus from Quebec to go in. Just entering the station there in Ottawa, and in front of where you enter, they've done this at least a half dozen times, where they have the person with that floor cleaning machine blocking the entrance intentionally. So to avoid going through there, I go right around to the other door, and right as I go to the other door, this person over here, the guy in the car, pulls up, and now he's sitting here just doing nothing, getting paid to do nothing. All done to provoke some sort of reaction. Like I said, I'm not saying anything to them, just capturing the footage, showing you how just sick these people are. And they've been doing this, the special constables in Ottawa have been doing this for 2 years now. 2 years continually. Like I said, there's no crime, there's no legitimate reason for these people to even be employed here. Because there's no problems on transit. It's so bad they have to create fake problems just to justify their employment, these people. And to get paid $120K to $160K a year to do nothing. And they also set up fake, even fake accidents and things like that, just to justify their employment. It is that bad. For those who don't think they'd go that far, there's extensive evidence that they do. So it's important. I'm going to read out some of the names of these creeps soon too, and the salaries that they make to do this crap here, to do absolutely nothing. You could bring in a contract security guard, a team of contract security guards, pay them minimum wage, or maybe $1 or $2 above, and have them do better work, have them do legitimate work. So you got to ask yourself, if you're not one of these people who's participating in this communitarian system, which in these cities, few and far between that are, why this is being permitted to happen. Now again, he's just sitting in the car there, this guy. And he was exactly where I was before. It's all done to provoke some sort of angry, argument to get me to say something to them. Not going to say anything. Just going to show you continually how he's just sitting there doing nothing. He's getting paid to sit in the vehicle. That's all these people do. They don't do any legitimate work at all. None whatsoever. So I got here at about 10 after 10, maybe. Something like that. So he's been out there. I came down right away. He's been over there 10 minutes. He drove past right so I would see him as he followed from the other place and was there knowing where I was going to go. So it's outright stalking. You can try to hide behind plausible deniability and make something up saying that Constable Toadface had to deal with something here, but he's dealing with nothing. We could see that. He's sitting in the vehicle doing nothing. And we're going to see how long he sits in the vehicle doing nothing and record this. Could take a while. At least until I'm not going to be late for work, but let's see how long. So that one's leaving now. The two other individuals are leaving now. He's still there, sitting there in the vehicle doing nothing. Again, you could clearly see, I think you could see anyway, hopefully with the footage, that this is the same guy who was just there. Who's saying to me, can I help you or whatever, and he knows fully well. It's, again, classic gaslighting. They want me to say something to him. That's why I didn't say anything at all, just got the footage. They want you to say something so that they can provoke an argument and then turn it into some, gaslighting. So the other car's going over there to just park there and sit there now too. So this could be a while. We'll wait. And he's intentionally parked over there because it's, you can't really view what he's doing or anything like that, right? So, because that area is off limits over there. You can't walk over there or anything. So clearly he was given instructions to show up here because they knew the stop I was going to get off at. And he went directly from that station right to here, bypassing any of the other ones, knowing that I was going to be here too. So from that station where I initially got on, there are, let me see, there's 1, 2, 3 in between, 3 stops in between. There's no way he could have gone to those other places and done anything like this in this amount of time. So clearly he went right from there where he showed up where I was, and then pulls up in front of me right here. And then he's just sitting over there waiting till I leave. This is the game they play. So I want to just show you, he's doing nothing productive. Absolutely nothing legitimate. You gotta ask yourself, why are they paying these people upwards of $120,000 a year to do this here? It's not legitimate work, and it's criminal to do these things and partake in the criminal stalking that they clearly are. You can tell 100% he bypassed all the other stations, knowing that I was going to be coming here. So what are we at for time now? We're going to see the time. Now if I start leaving, I want you to also note, okay, so it's 10:26 now. I'm going to give it a little bit more time because I think he's going to wait here until I leave. When I leave, he'll probably follow up the street where I'm going there, either down there or, we'll see. Last night they had a whole bunch of activity there on the street there, so let's see. And make no mistake about it, he's been told to do this, to go into that. You can clearly tell, just to send a message that he's getting paid to just sit here as long as I'm here. Nothing going on, no need for them here at all. And they already had another car that was already here. And look here now again. Kind of giggling the one guy through there with his pointed nose sticking out. So this station here, you can see nothing going on. Now they have a third car coming up. I don't know whether those first. I don't think those first two guys would have come back here again. But maybe, I couldn't see for sure. The goal is to try and provoke some sort of response to get me to say something to them so that they can invert the situation and then blame the person who they're targeting with this criminal stalking type of activities. Many of the people who they get to partake in it are not too smart, but that's the thing. Certainly they don't have any morals or any basic decency. So, let's see, Constable Toadface is still sitting in his car. Also made it clear, you'll see in one of the other videos, that they know about the YouTube channel and that they do these things as harassment because I've uploaded the videos showing how illegitimate they are. So it's continued retaliation harassment because I've shown what they're doing. If you're legitimate, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You know, you could just refute what I was saying and say it's not true. They don't do that because they know it's 100% the truth, and they can't refute it. So, I mean, if I was wrong, and they were, you know, doing legitimate work or whatever, they'd be able to just refute that and brush it aside. But no, they continue to show up to reaffirm what I've been saying. So. Now the thing here is, what's going to happen is if I leave, I can't stay. Let me see, what are we at now? I'm just going to check the time again. Okay, 10:29. I could probably give it a little bit more time. A little bit more. But what will happen too is they'll probably drive out. They might not coordinate a synchronization right with where I am, but they'll drive past me probably, depending which direction I go. I got some car alarm going off intentionally. But the other guys are parked over there doing nothing as well. They're parked over on the side there. So you'll notice that the way they do these things too is they'll take maybe a couple weeks where they'll minimize it a bit. And then now this week they're right back to doing these same things. That's to try to create plausible deniability, even though there is none, because I got 2 years of evidence of these people just debasing and degrading their positions. And our legal system is absolutely abhorrent and corrupt. So that's why they're so arrogant with getting away with this type of stuff here. Let's see what we're doing here. Yeah, there's another car. Okay, he's still in the car. The guy there, Constable, literally just sitting there, paid to do nothing. So anytime I can get them doing that, I like to record it for as long as possible, just to show that what I'm saying is 100% factual. They're paid to do nothing. There's no justification for his presence here. Nothing going on. And I have 2 years of evidence of them showing up continually right when I get somewhere, and also setting up fake little skits to justify their being there, to create plausible deniability. So they'll have, if you don't know what's going on in this country, we have a communitarian system, and that involves a whole lot of community-based agents who are set up all throughout these various communities. These people work in coordination with public servants and the police. So if you see one of these fake auditor videos where they're talking about, look at that now the police there, where they're talking about one of these, what they would refer to as a bootlicker. Now again, the Ottawa police don't do any legitimate work. There's no crime here. They're just driving by there to show their presence intentionally. That would be one of those people, like a community-based agent. So the frauditors try to simplify it and call them a bootlicker, because they have this contrived newspeak language that they've created, where they say, they'll repeat certain words over and over again that are obviously made so that their group can just say them in a sort of newspeak way. So they'll say things like, you know, here's a Karen or something like that, or they'll say a bootlicker. This is just the lingo that they've set up. It's newspeak lingo. They want people to repeat that. The reality is those people who they would show as a quote-unquote bootlicker is a community-based agent, and these people are there so that if someone does record the police for real and shows their corruption, they're there to kind of swarm around the person and always protect the police, even when the police are engaged in criminal activities. And the constables, the same situation. So they'll have community-based agents. Always, you know, if you're close and you're recording them or whatever, they'll have a bunch of people kind of swarm around, checking phones, and they'll try to provoke altercations and stuff to further gaslight these situations. Because that's what these situations are about, is gaslighting. So, because the only thing they can do, really, because it's so clear-cut what they're doing, and I've exposed it so clearly over the last few years, the only thing they can do is gaslight and try and invert the situation to blame the person who they're sent to do these things to, right? So there's zero legitimacy to these people, the Ottawa Constables, Their jobs are not needed at all. They contribute absolutely nothing. And they literally burst out giggling and laughing and mock the people who they're supposed to serve. So a lot of times too, they'll have those people who they bring in to set up something fake, these community-based agents. Those people, I'm sure, will be paid a little something too to partake in it. So what they'll do is, like for example, where I showed at the station the other time, as soon as I stepped through the gates to exit the one station, with hardly anyone else around, they show up right away when I get there and pretend to be removing a guy who they had sit there, who was planted there to sit there and you know, cause a disturbance. Now, you could see that once or twice, right? You could see that once or twice right when you arrive. I'm talking about dozens of times right when I arrive, and they show up right where I am and then pretend to be removing someone. So these are community-based agents who they use to do these tasks alongside them. Still just sitting there doing nothing. 120 to 160K a year for this here. Ask yourself why these people are being paid this. They shouldn't even be paid minimum wage for what they actually do and what they actually contribute. And the system fully protects them. That's why they're so brazen with this stuff too. Because we don't have a legitimate system. You can't file it. You can file complaints against these people, and then they'll just dismiss it even if there's overwhelming evidence and lie about it. It's an embarrassment. It's an illegitimate system. And so what you have to ask yourself is this: if these people are genuine, right? Like all these auditors, you can see this creep standing behind me there. If these people are genuine, like all these auditors and these people they have, if that was legitimate and you had that many people, as they would have you believe, who are about exposing this, who want to expose this, it would stop. They wouldn't be able to continue it. So you can tell 100% that those people are fake, and they're just put out there to make people think that, you know, there's some legitimate pushback against it. The reality is there's very little organic pushback. Those are all their people. Many of the auditors are Masons who go to the same lodges as the police and these public servants who they pretend to expose. And you'll notice again, look at recurring patterns with all these videos with these so-called auditors. They're almost invariably acting in a contrived, over-the-top, obnoxious manner, like an act, because they're live-action role players who work with the police, and they're there to legitimize the police. That's what it's all about. And it's also done so that they can enact laws, which they're eventually going to do, to restrict people from filming in public. That's what it's all about. That's why they have them filming people outside of retail establishments, just to provoke. So there's no pushback with those people. Those people are not legitimate. You need to understand that. People who are legitimate are going to get shadow banned, and criminals like this are protected by the system. People who really expose this get shadow banned. They don't get 20,000 subscribers. Particularly with another thing is, you can tell the auditors are fake because, notice these guys are coming to where I was sitting, because they never ever ask about the most obvious questions. I'm going to go this way. Exit now. See the other car still over there. I think it's still down there on the side. He's been given instructions to wait there till I leave, and they're watching on the cameras, and they're going to send him a message when I'm leaving. So he's still in. Well, he's probably just watching in the car actually. Let's see where the other car is down here. I think it's the other car is just having them sit there doing nothing as well. Where's the other one? It did drive in and it didn't leave, so I'm sure they're still over here. I just wanted to go look. Take a look. They're probably behind one of these vehicles over there. And most of the people in these positions are Freemasons. That's the thing. So here's the thing. How dumb would those auditors have to be to not know that as well? Yet you never hear any of them questioning them about the most important conflict of interest there is. And that is, how can you claim to be a public servant and serve and protect the public when you've taken vows to another organization which demands your complete obedience above all else? Your vows to Masonry, when you become a Mason, come before everything else, and that includes a public service position. So there's a clear and obvious conflict of interest there. Yeah, you can see the other car just sitting back here doing absolutely nothing, getting paid to do nothing too. You can see there's no reason for them to be here. It's all quiet. And the other guy obviously showed up right where I was at the other station. He bypassed all the stations in between and came here knowing where I was going to be, and then drives out right in front of me as I come down. And then the other one's just down here. Just take a glimpse and we'll... If I had more time, I'd stay, but this has consumed literally like over an hour of footage already with this stuff here. So I'm just going to see here. See where they're parked, right? No legitimate work, paid to sit in the car doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. These are your Ottawa Special Constables who make between 120 and 160K a year. They've been continually stalking me for two years. They're an embarrassment to these positions. They do not serve the public. They lie, connive, set up fake skits to justify their presence at places, because they have to do that, right? Some of the times they have to actually pretend that they're removing some vagrant who they've put there themselves, just to justify their presence, because there's nothing that happens in these places. What is this guy doing? Mind your own fucking business. Pointing at after hours or whatever. I'm not going to stay here anyway. I just want to show you what they're doing there. Let's sit down here just for a second here. Let's see the time. So the other car is still over there on the corner. Yeah, he's still there too. 10:40. Okay. 5 more minutes here. Let's see the one there. He's going to go over and correspond with them now and say that I've come over here. You'd see like a number of the buses drove alongside me there too, telling me, oh, it's after hours or whatever. Because this side here, there aren't many buses that come down here. I don't know if they have service at this time. So he's talking to them. They're probably going to come over and say something to me for sitting over here. I'm just going to ignore them completely. I got to leave soon anyway. But I've shown you. I mean, you see how long this has taken. You clearly see the guy over there and absolutely nothing. Yeah, the bus driver went over and spoke to them about me sitting here, I guess. And it's a part of the station, so I can't say anything. There's no buses that come down this way on this side at this time of night either. I just came over just to show you what these creeps are doing here, just to kind of get a glimpse of them sitting in the vehicle. We'll go a little bit further down here and just take a glimpse here. You see the other guy over there. It didn't look like they communicated either, so it's obvious that the whole skit is just to sit here the whole time. Bench over here, you can get a nice glimpse here. Both of them too. Both vehicles are intentionally in areas where you can't really, you can see them, but it's from a distance. That's intentional, right? Because they know I'd film them just sitting there doing nothing, playing with their cell phones. That's what they got. Look at him, like picking his nose. That's all they're doing, just sitting there playing with their cell phones. $120 to $160, $120 to $160K a year to sit there playing video games on their cell phones and embarrassing and degrading their positions. And all the public servants are absolute psychopaths. It's a prerequisite. You cannot have a conscience. You cannot be a decent human being and be accepted into these positions. So that's why they have to surround you with people who are like you to create this whole groupthink mentality in order to justify what they're doing, right? If you have a whole group of people who are all behaving in this disgusting manner, it takes the emphasis more off the individual, and they kind of feel like, okay, well, you know, they're accepted by all the other people who are doing it, so they can justify it that way. But most of these people, the vast majority of them too, and the police and the constables are members of Masonic lodges. I have footage of the one guy openly doing those silly hand gestures, Masonic hand gestures. That's one of the guys who they sent to stock for close to 2 years, that other guy. And they had him approach me continually. And he had another situation where they even, he's going to tell them too that I'm recording. So you'll see, I got here at like 10 after 10, so we're going towards, it's over half an hour now. The one guy's still just in the car there. I think he's still there. Is he there? I didn't see him pull whatever. When this is part of the station, you know what I mean? Now there's no buses coming down here, I know that, but I just came here just to get a vantage point, just to show you these guys are just sitting here doing absolutely nothing. Do you think they should get paid between $120,000 to $160,000 a year to do this? And to stalk and harass people? That whole situation again with that guy is done to try and gaslight. They're hoping that I will say something. I don't say anything to them, as I've shown tonight. When they try to provoke some sort of exchange, I just ignored him and got the footage. Because you can't talk to these people. They're told exactly what to say if there's any interaction, and they always are told to twist the situation, invert it, lie, blame the person who they're harassing. So I think it's time to move on now. Let's take a look if they drive alongside me as I head over here. I got about 15 minutes still, so usually I'm very early for work anyway, so yeah. So they had a period of time there, maybe a couple weeks. Like I said, they'll take a couple weeks where they'll minimize this stuff for a little bit for plausible deniability. So they'll show up maybe twice or so a week. Now they're back to 2 consecutive days here, and showing up intentionally, clearly stalking, showing up, going from one station where I was, pulling up right as I was going to the door to enter, and then following here while bypassing all of the other stations. So clearly we can establish there's intent in him coming here. The guy over there. Both vehicles have constables in them sitting there doing nothing. Now look at this now, driving out now, right? So both vehicles. Now the other, now that one didn't. It doesn't look like they had any interaction with him either, which is odd. Usually they'll have them go over in a group. I don't know. Maybe some of them don't like each other. It's possible, right? That guy does seem like a real charming fellow. I've seen him before too. He looks like a real, you can't always tell by somebody's look. I'm not saying that what somebody looks like you can always tell that they're a scumbag, but like, yeah. Anyway, so they're pulling out now. Oh no, they're not pulling out. They're coming over here now. Okay, so they're probably going to talk to me now. They're probably going to talk to me. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. No, they're not. Oh, they're just coming over here to drive in front of me. Yeah. I know that. None of your business. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have an exchange with you. Leave me alone.
I'm allowed to talk to you. If you want to walk away, you can.
I'm allowed to ignore you, so I'm ignoring you.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep on talking. This is the night stop. Or sorry, you're not at the night stop. There's no buses that are going to come here.
I told you already I'm aware of that. Did I not tell you I'm aware of that?
Well, I'm going to tell you loitering bylaw.
I can't hear you. Sorry, I got music on. I can't hear you. I've got music. Oh, keep talking. I don't care. Go for it. It's not like anyone cares what you have to say.
There's a thing called the loitering bylaw.
I'm sorry?
There's a loitering bylaw.
There's a bylaw that I can't stand here? That I can't be here?
There's a loitering bylaw where you can't just sit here for more than 30 minutes.
I'm waiting for a bus down there and I just came down here. I'm also documenting your activity because you're criminals who do no legitimate work. You're a public servant. You should not be hiding your activity. You're sitting over there parking, doing nothing for a half an hour while you get paid between $120,000 and $160,000 a year. And look at the smirk too. So that's what's going on. I'm documenting that. I'm recording that. You're a public servant. No, don't interrupt me. You wanted to talk. So we're going to talk now, okay? So you wanted to have an exchange. You're paid between $120,000 and $160,000 a year. Why won't you be transparent about your activities? Why are you getting paid to do absolutely no work? Why is the other constable who's over there, why did he fucking follow me right here, pull up right when I was going to the other station? Secondly, I'm not giving you any names. That's what they wanted. They wanted me to have an exchange. What are we doing for time here? 10:50. Okay, so now what you're going to see is, see, he was told that I'm recording them too, right? I already told them I was waiting for a bus anyway, so they can't say that I'm loitering. I just told them I was waiting for a bus. Even if there's not one that comes down here, I'm still allowed to come here. This is part of the exterior part of the station. Now he drives out. He's not going to wait for his friend there. The other guy's still over there? Let's see. I got 10 minutes to go to work. I think he's still over there, the other guy, so. And say things like that. And now you got this guy fucking positioned out here too. No, take note of this guy here. Now as I'm about expression, this is an OCtranspo employee who they sent to continually provoke and harass her. Take this one.
Service is currently running. Please board through all doors on the left. Les trains de voitures sont actuellement en service. Veuillez monter à bord.
Notice where they have that guy positioned there, okay? As soon as I come in, they have him standing there staring at me. So that's the same guy you see when I got off the elevator the other night. He's also positioned there staring at me. Notice he's looking directly at me, towards me. I'm just sitting here, right? This is an OCtranspo employee too, right? So they have, he works with them. Here's another constable, police now. Look at this, right? Second police car they've had drive by here. Let's see these fucking people. Yeah, I can see them going around there. I can't see the car number though. I can see the car number. So 3 different police cars have encircled this area during this time frame as well. I want to point that out also. Okay, so take a look here. As soon as I enter, you can see who's standing here, right? Just want to show you this. As soon as I'm about to enter, the same guy who I showed you last night is standing there holding a phone in front of the turnstiles. Okay, I'm just gonna go down here. So, get the footage of him here. Yeah, so you can see right there. Same guy, right? Same guy there. I think it is anyway. Yeah, same guy. Okay, I'll take a look. What he's doing here. Okay. Filming as I go in here. This is an OCtranspo employee. I'm gonna go to the other entrance. I'm just showing you. I'm trying to avoid this. I'm gonna go to the other entrance now. Okay, no, he's moving away. Is he? Now again, clearly he's told to do that. He's filming right at the entrance as I come in with a phone. So that's an OCtranspo employee again. You can see how they continually do these things. And this is while he's working too. So more evidence there. You'll see. They had him positioned there right when I would come in, and I intentionally went this way because they continually send the woman with the floor cleaner to block the entrance over there, and then when I come this way they have somebody stand down there, so you can see that how obvious that is. Look at down here. And you can see he's holding up a phone filming right as I enter. That's a York Region Transit employee. So numerous times we've seen that. You're not going to film the turnstiles. What will be the point of that? So he's filming right as he was told to film right as I'm about to enter to provoke some sort of response, to get me to, you know, say something to him or whatever. These are the things they do continually. And it's not just unprofessional, it's just ridiculous. And that's their employer telling them to do that. You wouldn't do that and risk your job if you didn't know that it was okay with your employer and they weren't encouraging it, right? It would make no sense to do that. Like the other night, they have the guy positioned right as I'm leaving, and he's like smiling and like giggling and attempting to provoke some sort of reaction. So their employer is telling them to do this. This is the type of stuff you get here. And that speaks volumes about the type of deranged people who they have working for these organizations, particularly public servants, public transit. They're just deranged, sick people, and so as you can see, they were talking to me the other night, trying to make something up about loitering. You see a person loitering right there. No constables at all. Clearly he's not catching a bus or anything. He's just loitering there. But there's no constables around to say anything to him. Why is that, I wonder? Ask yourself that question. Okay, I think the answer's pretty obvious. He's trying to tell me that sitting there when I've paid a fare, waiting for a bus, is loitering. When I've paid the fare already. And then you got a guy sitting right there, that's loitering. He's clearly not waiting for a bus, just sitting there against the wall. No constables around to say anything to him. I wonder why that is. You know, put two and two together. You can't tell a person they're loitering when they've paid the fare and they're waiting for the bus. It's preposterous. And whether I was or not, I don't have to tell him what I'm doing or what my intentions are. It's ridiculous. So that's what they had the other night there, though. I'm going to go this way tonight, and as you'll see, I want to show you the progression of how this changes and how they're going to have people continually coming up and down this street here, which I'm going to use to go around to where I work, because they're always positioning people down that dead-end side street to stand there creepily in a really, really deranged manner. I'm not comfortable going down there with those weirdos doing that. You don't know what some of them might do. I mean, they haven't done anything yet, but you don't know. So especially it's like a dead-end, quiet side street, and they're just standing there staring out at the middle of the street, holding a phone up, staring at me as I go by. So that is meant to, you know, provoke a reaction. So I'm going to go up this way here for a change. But again, we'll take note, we'll document this, and we'll show how this will change too. It was quiet the first time I came around here. They'll start positioning people around here to do exactly the same thing. They'll have them like standing in the middle of the pathway here or something, staring at phones or something like that. Maybe not tonight, we'll see. But take a little bit of a break from going down there all the time. Maybe I'll go down there sometimes and just switch it up. But like I said earlier tonight, it's good to get footage of when the stuff, before they've adapted it and started to switch it. Because when they know you're going to go a different direction, sometimes they won't have it switched right away till they know if I make a last minute decision to go a different direction. So if they see that you're regularly taking that way, it'll quickly change, and they'll put people along the way to provoke and to make it very obvious that they're there just for that purpose. Like realistically, who's going to go out in that area there and just stand in the middle of the road on a completely quiet, dead-end street and just stare out at the road holding a phone up and looking at people as they go by? Only someone who's either mentally ill or they've been told to do it. It's one of the two. And then you see, as soon as one guy goes in, another one immediately comes out because they know I'll film, and there's the police right there. Police driving by me here. Driving by me here. You can see that there. I didn't see the car number, unfortunately. So police driving by to threaten, harass, and intimidate as I'm just going to my job here. They don't do any real work. They traffic narcotics, enable crime, protect child abusers. Some of them participate in child abuse themselves because they're Masons and they go to the same lodges as the people at the higher levels who are all involved in that. So you can see them there, more evidence of their illegitimacy and that they don't do anything. Look at how quiet it is here, okay? Look at how quiet it is. And the police just happen to drive by me here because I speak the truth. And they harass people who speak the truth about them too. That's another reason why they do it, because I've exposed them so consistently, these people, right? So, because if it wasn't true, they'd respond to it and refute it. Instead of refuting it, they just continue and ramp up the activities, confirming that what I'm saying is true. Confirming that there's no one in that organization. Don't tell me this nonsense that there's some good cops or whatever. It's absolute drivel. You cannot get into that organization at this point if you are not a sociopath. It's not possible. Because anyone who is decent would speak out or would leave the job. It's that simple. There's no excuses for staying in that organization, and if you are, for not speaking up about it, even if it ruins you to leave or to speak up about it. So they have no one who isn't a criminal sociopath. They openly deal meth and crack, the officers themselves, because they're connected with the biker gangs and with the street level gangs as well. You wouldn't have them even able to operate if it wasn't for law enforcement allowing it. You wouldn't have drugs so freely available in the country and people dying openly in these horror scenes like you see in Vancouver or in near the Rideau Centre if law enforcement were doing their jobs and weren't complicit in it. They would have to be either completely incompetent or in on it. It's one of those two. It's one of those two. And if they are completely incompetent, it's to a level that's extreme, and they should all be fucking removed from their positions. And no one who's a member of a Masonic lodge should be permitted in any of those positions. It's a complete conflict of interest. When you join Masonry, you take vows to Masonry that come before anything else in your life, and you swear that you will protect your brothers, Masons, no matter what. So that goes directly against the vows that you would take to serve and protect the public, which are supposed to come above all else when you're in those positions. It's cut and dry, okay? Cut and dry. So you have criminals openly operating in positions that are supposed to be law enforcement positions. It's a direct inversion. Everything that they do is an inversion of what they tell you they do. Everything they do. They sell crack, they traffic meth in their free time, they work with murderers, criminals, rapists. They stage fake events in coordination with the media to deceive the public. These are illegitimate organizations. It's the whole organization. It's not a couple bad cops. That's preposterous. Everything these auditors say about that to try and legitimize them and say, oh no, it's just a few. No, it's not. It's the organization. And it's through Masonry. That's how it's controlled. It's through Freemasonry. And they're ruining the country, and they could not have brought it to this low that it's at now were it not for putting these people, infesting them in every public service position to push these things ahead. So it's just that simple, and that's the truth. You can see again, Ottawa Police tonight driving by to threaten, harass, and intimidate. Documented that as I'm going to work.
They don't do any legitimate work. They're criminal frauds, and they know exactly what they're doing when they partake in these things. Everything they do is illegitimate. Just understand that. There's not a few good cops who just aren't speaking. The whole organization is illegitimate, and this is all part of a plan as well, because it serves to justify an excuse to bring the military in and then have them take over as the police. And rest assured, our military has been infiltrated too, and they're just as corrupt as the police are. So then it's just going to get worse, because the difference is you'll have people with automatic machine guns walking around doing the same things.